Être un bon traiteur, c'est être intransigeant sur la qualité. On ne fait du bon qu'avec le meilleur. C'est être impitoyable sur les recettes. Quand c'est bon, il n'y a rien à ajouter, rien à enlever. C'est être irréprochable sur le goût. Il faut prendre du plaisir pour en donner. Voilà, pour être un bon traiteur, il faut être intraitable.
Parfaitement intraitable.
Well, night has descended on the circuit Paul Ricard, just in time for the first race of the weekend for the Ultimate GT Sprint Cup, the first of 4 25-minute races over the course of the weekend to round out the season. That's the final meeting of the season for the Ultimate Cup European Series. The championship will end officially on Monday with our 2 endurance races, but sprint action will be finalised by Sunday evening. And for this final weekend, we have a fantastic mix of different machines. You've already seen the Mercedes DTM car that's starting on pole position. Jimmy Lemunier here in the Renault RS01, one of 2 competing here at Paul Ricard this weekend. One here in GT Sprint Cup, but one on Monday in the Kennel GT Endurance Cup, both of them coming from the Craft Racing outfit. We also have AMG Mercedes up at the front of the field from the historic arm of the Acodis ASB team, which is the Historic and Racing Cars, or Historic and Race Cars, I should say, outfit. A mix of one-make cars as well. Lamborghini Super Trofeo, Ferrari 296 Challenge, Porsche Cup cars, as well as the GT4 machinery with Aston Martin, Audi and Porsche all represented there. Some models older than others. It's the 981 version of the Cayman that will be out here this weekend, as opposed to the 718. Also have the Ferrari 430 as well from the FE Racing Squadra Corsa. And we're expecting the DTM car at the hands of Hugo Chevalier to be quite rapid, to rather scuttle off into the distance, but anybody's game really. See some of the older Porsche Cup machinery as well. They're the 991.2, the only one in the field. The rest of them are all the current 992 machines. So the 1 minute board displayed and the grid being cleared. Very heavily dependent on these spotlights. We're well into dark, very different conditions to when we were qualifying, when the sun was just setting. And I will say the temperature dropped rather rapidly. I left the commentary box after that qualifying session. Suddenly I could see my breath outside. In terms of the championships, pretty much all of them sewn up. The overall championship going to Lyle Schofield from SR&R, as is the Ultimate Cavallino Tridente Cup. UCS2 going the way of Alexis Berthe from CMR. UCS3, Jeremy Merrier. And UCS4, Pierre Aru from Switch Racing and Herrera Racing, respectively. But the UCS1 championship still up for grabs. Olivier Morahan ahead of Gregoire Benedet, but should be able to wrap that up after race 2 tomorrow, as the pace car leads them on for the start of the formation lap. So what we've got at the head of the field is a 4-litre V8 in the Mercedes going up against the 3.8-litre twin-turbo V6 in the Renault, up against the 6.2-litre V8 in the GT3 Mercedes, up against another twin-turbo V6 in the Ferrari, and then the 4-litre flat 6 in the Porsche, then the 5.2-litre V10 in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Let's run you through the grid. It's Hugo Chevalier in the 22 DTM car that starts on pole position, ahead of Jimmy Lemunier in the Renault and Jérôme André in the AMG Mercedes. Lyle Schofield in the Ferrari 296 Challenge, his first weekend in that car for SR&R. Seb Lejoux in the 34 Porsche Cup car. Maxime Lieutenant in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Then Henri Desertot in another Porsche Cup car. Olivier Morahan in the Mercedes. He's traded in for the Corvette. Alexis Berthe in the CMR Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Then Lucas Azoto in another Ferrari Challenge car. Pierre Macchi in another Super Trofeo. And then a couple of Porsche Cup cars. Jean-Paul Dominici and Stéphane Perrin. Patrick Michelier in another of the Ferrari Challenge cars. David Favre in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 car. Franck Bellard and Charles Benezek complete the Porsche Cup field. And then we get into some of the GT4 cars. So Romeo Lieu, the French F4 driver, making his GT4 debut here this weekend, ahead of Maurizio Fondi in another Ferrari Challenge car. Laurent Prunet in the Porsche 981 Cayman. Francois Denis and Pierre Aru in a pair of Audis. Frederic Delpy, and then at the back of the grid is some of the older UCS1 cars. It's Gregoire Benedet in the Ferrari F40. And sadly, no Jeremy Calançon after he crashed his Bentley Continental during qualifying. Delighted to say that in the commentary box with me for this first race of the weekend is Franck Galliègue.
Exactly. I am Franck Galliègue. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
What are we doing? Oh, there is a race going on. I will put on the full-on French accent.
Good.
Bonjour, omelette de fromage.
It's years of broadcast training not going to waste there at all, were they? So, no, great to have Franck with us, of course, the former Top Gear France presenter. And racing here this weekend as well.
Exactly.
So we'll, don't worry about it, a little bit more to sport is no problem.
Messing everything.
It's been 15 seconds of chaos already.
Biggest chocolate mousse.
I have just seen there's 2 tins being needed for that as well to contain the mousse that you've brought into my commentary box. But goodness me, you're not coming back here in a hurry. Well,
the catering is out of this world.
It is very good here, isn't it? We'll get into what Franck is doing here this weekend shortly, just after we call the start of the race, because the pace car has peeled in, and we wait for the lights to go out to get the first Ultimate GT Sprint Cup race of the weekend underway. The green flags are flying, and the huge thumping V8 in the DTM Mercedes does not exactly flurry away, because there are some quicker cars in a straight line trying to come around the outside, but Hugo Chevalier better on the brakes, and you imagine he'll start to pull away now. But Lyle Schofield in the Ferrari Challenge car trying to challenge Jerome Andre's Mercedes AMG for third position overall. The headlights blaze as they come out of the first chicane and into the hotel chicane now. Hugo Chevalier leading well clear, and Lyle Schofield has managed to get himself up into third place, ahead of Seb Lejoux, actually. So Jerome Andre in the Historic and Race Cars Mercedes dropping back a couple of places there at the start of the race. Frank, I was just talking about it, and obviously as a car guy, you'll quite appreciate this maybe. It's 4-litre V8 up against a 3.8-litre twin-turbo V6. Then you've got the 6.2-litre V8, another twin-turbo V6, followed by the flat-six Porsche, 5.2-litre V10 in the Lamborghini. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, it's a mix and match of motorsport. I love it. I love when it's not like a single entry type of vehicle. I am a really big fan of the RS01, the Renault. It looks so good.
It is a fantastic looking car. It's a shame it never really caught on, either for the one-make series that it was initially designed for, and then either as a GT3 car where they added a bit of weight, detuned the engine a little bit, and it just never caught on, which is a shame because it is a fantastic looking machine.
Apparently they only sold 30 of them.
And we've got 2 here this weekend, so incredibly rare to see that.
It's really rare. And I was talking with Craft Racing, the guys running them. I might actually try to buy one, because these are amazing. I mean, if I want to race something, that's what I want to race.
I'm told. So, Charles-Henri Samani, who is here racing in the LMP3 car this weekend with Emmanuel Collard. But they were here last year in Mugello, it was, with the RS01. And he said the reason that they were using it, Charles-Henri loves it as a sort of training car. It's a great way for him to, well, first of all, because it has a passenger seat, so he can have Emmanuel next to him coaching him. But he said it's a great way to just learn how to drive a race car.
Yeah, apparently it's a really good car. And it might also be why it wasn't really accepted anywhere,
because it was too good.
But yeah, that's and it's French. So.
Yes, it is. Yes, I wonder why there might be a sudden pull towards a certain badge, even if the engine in it was developed by Nissan and Gibson.
And apparently it's really reliable. So.
Yes, with an Italian chassis as well, but built by Dallara. But the badge is French. Yeah. So
we'll take all the credit. You know how we are.
Fantastic stuff. So yeah, you're here racing this weekend. Your first ever race weekend, you were telling me earlier, in the Kennel GT Endurance Cup.
Yeah, technically my second ever race, because the first one was Lemon, 24 hours of Lemon in the United States with $500 cars. Still, we needed to wear the suit and everything, and there was safety. And I was running a 505 Peugeot in the United States. That was crazy, with a rooster on the roof.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
In Laguna Seca, of any places. But yeah, that's my actual first proper race with proper cars and proper drivers. And it's been a riot, to be honest. Because when you've never done this, being racing at night with cars twice your power just passing you left and right, it's an experience.
I can imagine that's probably the most difficult element, is getting used to all these other cars being around you as well, and some that are going to be significantly quicker, because you're in the GT4 Cayman that has spent most of this season racing in the Sprint Championship, in this championship.
Yep.
But now going into endurance. And so, you know, that's a field where you've got, again, GT3 cars, which are going to be significantly faster. The Porsche Cup cars will be quicker as well. So, but also you're going to end up being lapping things like the Alpines, for example. So you've got to focus on both of those.
Yesterday we were we're practicing with the Alpines, and apparently they're a little bit slower, but I'm not sure we're going to lap them. But yeah, pretty much anything else is faster than us. But we'll fight. We'll see what happens. I did pass an Audi R8, but the guys seem to have was having a seizure or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Oh, no, he was really slow.
Was that in the combined session?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes, we were 48, I think. That was a lot of cars, a lot of traffic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can imagine. So that'd be one of these guys, either Francois Denis or Pierre Aru, that you would have passed, I presume.
I don't know why he was so slow at that point.
Oh,
He was very slow, then he caught up, and then he was slow again.
okay.
Maybe he had some issues with the setup or something.
Potentially. So I imagine it'll be your old mate Bruce Giovanni who's put you up to this.
Well, I know Bruce ran with the guys with Switch Racing, but actually I'm a big friend of Jeremy, who's with the team. And we had some crazy adventures, notably in the United States, crossing the entire country in a $3,000 limo. Yeah, so that made some strong bonds between us. And as soon as I saw he was doing this, I was like, "Yeah, you have to let me try. You have to." And here we are.
Oh, fantastic. So when did you make the decision to come and race?
To come here, probably 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And,
okay. But you had a competition license already?
No, I had to run through all kinds of red tape and paperwork here to have a paper that allows me to race. And it was not cheap, but that's how it is.
Ah. So where did you get? Did you do it here?
Yes. On site, you have to go see first a bunch of people, and then you go see another committee, and they say you are bronze, and then you pull your credit card, and then you can race. It's as easy as it sounds. But next year I'll do a license. That's easier.
Okay, very much so. Just seeing the change of third position there with Jerome Andre retaking the podium spot from Lyle Schofield. The brake disc is glowing very, very hot on that Ferrari 296 challenge car that is new to Lyle Schofield for this weekend, having raced in the 488 Challenge Evo car up until this point. Is this a sign of bigger, bolder things to come, to maybe race a little bit more next year?
That's my goal next year, is to spend most of my free time doing that. But not only this kind of race, I'm probably going to buy a classic car to be able to do the Tour Auto, the French classic race.
Okay.
Also Le Mans Classic and Spa Classic. So
excellent.
Do those 3 races.
What kind of class are we looking at? Are you looking at sort of like Group C, or is that maybe a bit too bold?
So I've got a big car collection that I'm putting up for sale at auction at the end of this month.
Okay.
Depending what kind of money I get, everything's on the table.
Okay. Where is that auction? Give it a little plug real quick.
Shameless plug. It's in Paris. It's run through Bonhams. How do you say it? Bonhams? I don't know how to spell them, how to pronounce it in English. But it's an international auction company. So the cars are staying in my museum, but it's an online auction that runs for 1 week from November 21st to 28th. And there is more than 50 cars.
Excellent. And what kind of cars are we talking about?
We're talking about a lot of screen-used cars, so actual cars from the movies. We have an Evo 7 from Too Fast and Furious, driven by Paul Walker.
Wow.
We have Mustang, driven by Keanu Reeves in John Wick. We have Chevelle, driven by Ryan Gosling in Drive. We have a lot of stuff.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Drive is one of my all-time favorites.
Was it one of the ones he wrecks? Because he's a stunt driver in that film.
Yeah.
Is it one of the ones he wrecks, or is it the one he owns and looks after quite nicely?
Exactly. It's his daily driver that looks kind of run down, but it's really nice mechanically. Because in the movie, that was the point of showing that the character doesn't really doesn't care about looks, but he cares about the fact that everything runs smoothly.
The great irony of having Ryan Gosling as your lead actor in a movie about a guy who doesn't care what he looks like.
Exactly. And doesn't speak very much.
No, exactly. If anything, he was a bit more damaged on the inside, wasn't he? But
exactly.
No, absolutely love that one. If I had a spare few quid in the pocket, I might bid for that one myself. But sadly, that might be just a bit out of reach.
You never know. It's all no reserve. So.
Maybe we can just, I don't know, scratch out your name on the list, put my one on there.
On the title.
Yeah, exactly. We just had a yellow flag out, which I think is for Maurizio Fondi, the 350 Ferrari challenge car at the final corner. But hopefully not too many dramas out there. Yellows are still waving, but hopefully they get cleared quickly.
The Mercedes is really quicker than the other ones. Huh?
Yeah, so it's a DTM car.
Okay.
But from the Class 1 era. So this car that we're seeing on screen now was driven by Lucas Auer in 2017 and 2018. Three-time race winner in the German Touring Car Championship. With that car specifically. It is absolutely monstrous because these Class 1 cars, they were a breed above and beyond anything else with a roof on it, basically, except for probably, LMP1 and LMP2 cars. They were ridiculously fast, and it was at the height of, big manufacturer involvement with Audi, BMW, and Mercedes all developing bespoke cars for this championship. So the involvement and the development was insane, but much like LMP1, for example, in the World Endurance Championship, it just proved to be far too expensive to maintain, and so it has moved over to the GT3 format now. We have a safety car out. I imagine that'll be because of the spun car at turn 15. Which we still haven't had visual confirmation of, but there it is. An expired Ferrari 488 challenge. So that is on the escape road, I think, on the left-hand side of the circuit. So not a spin as such, but more of a mechanical issue there for Maurizio Fondi. So that will close down the 24-second lead that Hugo Chevalier had over the rest of the field, although I don't think he's going to be too terribly concerned about that. So that DTM car as well is that shared between Hugo Chevalier, who is a pro driver, silver class driver, and Eric de Bard, who is bronze driver, won the AM Championship in Carrera Cup France this year. But he and Hugo race all manner of things together. There was an old Ford GT from 2007 that they were racing in Magny-Cours last year. We're hoping to see it at Magny-Cours a few weekends ago as well, but sadly there were some issues on it that meant we didn't get to see that one out. But they saved the DTM car for here because most other tracks it's too loud. You're not allowed to run it.
Yeah.
And it is a beast. It is an absolute beast. It has the DRS on it as well, which gives it an extra 15k down the straight.
So did they try to bring it down with some kind of BOP, or?
I think you can't with with this one. So I will say last year it was an invitational class car, and they have classed it as UCS1 for this year, which I don't know. It seems a little unfair to the Renault and the Mercedes GT3 car, but nonetheless, so that safety car just trying to find the leader.
Doesn't remove anything from their talent, I guess, because there's a slight gap in performance apparently.
Yeah, there is. Not to put Hugo Chevalier down or anything, but it is a tank of a car that they've brought.
That's cool to this race. Yeah, that's really nice.
No, we love seeing it because it reminds us of a not a better time in motorsport, but a different time back when there was money involved in the automotive and motorsport world in general.
What's the oldest year model that would be accepted in this series?
Well,
is there a limit?
There is. The rules are very and deliberately vague about what you can have in this. There are sort of target cars that each class is aimed at. So the UCS3 cars are for like GT4 machines, but there isn't really an age limit on that one. You've got the Porsche Cup cars, which is just open to any version of the Porsche Cup car. Like we had the old 997s before. So whether you've got a 997 or the brand new 992, or when they bring out a new one next year as well, you could have that as well. And then the UCS2, that's kind of aimed at Super Trofeo, but you can have, if there's a GT3 car that's old enough, they might put that in there. But that being said, there is a Ferrari 430 GT3 car, which is 25 years old and in the top class. So, yeah, there isn't so much an age limit. If you can get it running,
that's interesting.
Then you can probably run it in this championship. To be honest,
that's really interesting.
So yeah, no, it's a nice. We do get a huge variety of different cars.
I'm thinking because you'll say I'm crazy. I'm having,
go on.
I'm having built, as we speak, a full-size working replica of the Renault Espace F1. You know, the people mover.
Which Which was the version of that?
It was 1994, driven by Alain Prost as a safety car.
Oh yeah.
And they basically slapped a V10 on the people mover.
In a Renault Espace.
Yes.
Because I remember the one that British Top Gear did, where they tried to make a Renault Espace so much quicker than a standard one. Okay, so for the viewers at home, I'm looking.
Can I bring that?
I am looking at a gold Renault Espace where just all the panel caps have been closed off. Imagine the most aerodynamic people carrier you've ever seen in your life. It's a ridiculous thing. Is it rear-wheel drive?
Is it? I'll
change the drivetrain in it because the GT element in Ultimate GT Sprint Cup might be stretched a bit thin if you brought that. But I tell you what, drop whoever's in charge a line about it. Oh my God, the engine is in the middle of and exposed in between the seats. So the thing about that, I think it doesn't look like it has a roll cage. Does it have?
No, it doesn't have a roll cage.
Oh, okay.
Completely
it's
integrated. Yeah.
It's a very subtle roll cage. I would love to say yes. If I was making the decision, I would say yes in a heartbeat.
Maybe it could be at least invitational.
Yeah, maybe. I would ask someone in the administrator's office about that one because that is a funky piece of kit. Brilliant. That's not in the auction, is it?
No. It's being built by a company called DXM Motorsport in Thailand. They're French people, and they put their headquarters over there.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's we're not using a Formula One engine, of course, because it's just too much trouble. But we basically tuned up a lot BMW S85, the one from the M5 E60.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna make approximately 620 horsepower, but fully naturally aspirated, and it weighs less than a ton. So it's gonna be interesting. 620
horsepower in a car that weighs less than 1,000 kilograms.
Yes.
Well, would you be driving it?
Yeah. That's
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I mean, that's my whole point.
I really want to see that. I want you to send me a video of any testing. I want to see that happen so badly. Safety car is coming in this lap, by the way. You listen to that 4-litre V8 on the overrun from
this Renault rear end. So sexy.
It does look really good. I really like the front. I think it's fantastic. I really would love Renault to invest back into GT racing again because you know the hypercar program doesn't seem to be going anywhere, and I know that the ACO would prefer that manufacturers were involved in both classes. So that would be really nice to see. But there goes Hugo Chevalier, puts his foot to the floor. Let's see how much gap he can pull before they get to the timing line over Jimmy Lemunier. As they make their way into Virage Dupont. How have you found the circuit here at Paul Ricard? I know that a lot of amateur drivers do enjoy it because there's a lot of space to make a boo-boo around here.
Yeah, I've experimented a lot, so I've used a lot of the blue lines and a little bit of the red ones too.
Okay, brave.
But it's wide, it's fast, and sometimes you don't really know where you're going. Especially T11, T12, those are hard ones to figure out what you should do as a correct line.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's a really odd. Because you're doing so much braking and turning at the same time and trying to put so much weight on the front end. I see a lot of drivers really struggling with the rear through that whole third sector because it's full of very high radius corners.
Yeah, T11 is basically double apex. You you try to brake as straight as you can, deep into the corner, and then turn. Well, keep a little bit of the momentum, and then turn in the other straight line.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out completely yet.
To be fair, if you had, after this must be your second day?
Yeah,
on the track here.
Basically done 2 times 20 minutes of driving yesterday, and 30 minutes today.
So so an hour and 10 total.
Yeah.
I think if you had nailed the whole circuit in an hour and 10 minutes, I'd personally be very, very impressed.
That's what I was thinking, but I'm running only 4 seconds behind a really experienced driver we have, so
No, that is fantastic stuff. Do you know what? Let me. I'll have to double check. Let me get my entry list out for GT Endurance. Actually, remind myself who you are sharing the car with, because your silver class drivers are Jeremy Maria.
We're with Jeremy, his associate Michael, and we have someone who was not supposed to be here because we had I think an Alessandro. We had a fourth guy who had problem with his hand or something. So he forfeited, and we have a girl called Laura who showed up and who's really, really talented. I tried to dig her Instagram.
Laura Camp.
Laura Camp.
It's the silver class.
So she's pretty fast. She was doing 221 yesterday, and she dropped to 217 today. And apparently the best lap that car ever managed to do on this track with those guys is 240.
Okay. Wasn't she racing in the Indian Racing League? I think.
I'm not sure exactly. I know she said she did some Porsche GT3, but I'm not sure about her credentials. But she's good.
Well, we're very much looking forward to, because it's a 6 hour.
Yes.
As well, so a little bit longer than what we're used to. What's the appeal of endurance racing to you specifically?
To drive a lot.
Yeah. Is it just the drive time?
I would say, I mean, just for myself, or a rookie, beginner, or whatever you want to call me, because sprint races seem really fun, but you don't drive a lot. So, 6 hours, nice. I'm gonna have at least an hour 15 of driving in that time, so that's good, because I will be able to take in a lot of practice. Basically, it's going to be a huge practice for me.
So basically, by the end of the 6 hours, you're going to be full pro, and you'll be able to show me how it's done.
Maybe not, but at least I will be able to drive with all those people. I think that's the hardest part of this job, is to be able to manage the traffic.
I think if you manage to get through your stints without upsetting anybody or damaging the car, then I think you've done a good job.
That's the goal. Take it to the end, not break anything, and be alive.
You can't ask for much more than that, really, can you? That is the ultimate goal. We are now on to the final lap of the race. So the final 2 minutes.
Alrighty. See, that's really quick.
Yeah. Well, 25-minute races. Well, they have 4 of them, I guess.
But there are 4 of them,
yeah. Because you do have the option to share the car across the 4 races.
Okay.
And you do 2 races.
Different drivers.
Each. Yeah. And it's your best result. If you're a solo driver, it's either your race 1 and 3 result, or your race 2 and 4.
Okay.
Result, whichever is better.
Okay.
Yeah, so you alternate between them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it is quite a convoluted point system that we have for this to accommodate both solo and team cars, so to speak. But it does end up working really well. What it does mean is that we actually have to wait until tomorrow to see if Olivier Morahan has won the UCS 1 Class Championship. But we will find out tomorrow anyway.
How many of them are there? 4, 5?
Of the UCS 1 cars, we had 5 start the race. Yes. 5 started. I was very upset about the Bentley. Yeah, the Bentley didn't start, and I was very much looking forward to, reminiscing about Bentley's works program when they were in GT3 racing, particularly the Bathurst win back in 2020, when it was Jules Gounon and Jordan Pepper racing the car. It was fantastic.
Yeah, Bathurst is brutal right here.
Oh yeah, that's surely got to be on the list for you in the future.
Yeah.
So it all starts here in the Ultimate Cup competition. What's ending here though is race 1 as Hugo Chevalier brings the Mercedes C63 across the line to win race 1.
Shocking.
Yep. Jimmy Lemunier brings the Renault home in 2nd position, and we'll call it an honorary victor in this one as well, with Jérôme André completing the overall podium. Lyle Schofield, the best of the Ferrari Challenge cars. Seb Lejeune will take the Porsche Cup honours in 5th position, just ahead of Maxime Lieutenant, who is the best of the Super Trofeo cars as well. Henri Desertot joining Seb Lejeune on the Porsche Cup podium. No, he's not. He's got, Seb Lejeune has got some sort of penalty maybe that I missed, because he's plummeted down my timing order. So that actually gives it to Henri Desertot, Jean-Paul Dominici and Stéphane Perrin. So it's still a Seb Lejeune car on the Porsche Cup podium there. Alexis Berthet and Pierre Macchi on the Super Trofeo podium, and then Romeo Lior on his GT4 debut takes victory ahead of Laurent Prunet and Francois Denis it will be. So Frank, just while the cars are making their way over, they'll head back into the pits shortly, and we'll hand over to Alexandre Urban in the pit lane. But thank you very much for joining us. Any closing thoughts before we let you go?
I really dig that Renault.
Renault, make more of the RS01, or more,
Yes.
make something like it. That is the request of Franck Galliègue here. Absolutely.
Not Alpine.
Renault.
Put a Renault badge on it. Don't put an Alpine one.
Well, it was a pleasure.
As well. No, it's been absolutely fantastic having you in here. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks,
in.
and see you around tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. I think a commentary box selfie is very much in order though before we let you go.
Glad I shaved.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for coming in. Franck Galliègue joining us, and he can go and enjoy his chocolate mousse now, which has been sat there very, very patiently. I can tell he's been wanting to eat it for the entire show. Au revoir, Frank. So we have the race result from race 1 here in the Ultimate GT Sprint Cup. 3 more races to come throughout the course of the weekend. Some different drivers will kick things off tomorrow, along with action from the Ligier Formula Cup and the European Sprint Prototype Cup as well. But to see more of the GT Sprint action, that will all be getting underway at 11:15 tomorrow, where I should have another exciting guest for you, potentially 2, but I'm not going to spoil anything before we wrap things up. So Hugo Chevalier into Parc Fermé, where Alexandre Urban will be waiting. For him. Not in a hurry to get out of the car is Hugo. Probably enjoying the heat a little bit there. It is a chilly, chilly day in Paul Ricard. Chilly, chilly night, I should say. Jimmy Lemunier, I'm sure very happy with that one. We'll call it an honorary victory. So Hugo Chevalier really was in a class of 1. Jérôme André on the podium. Well, Hugo needing a little bit of assistance getting out of the C63. Well, maybe this is why they didn't last so long. Drivers struggling so much to get out of them. Hugo is a tall boy, I will say. Sure, it wasn't necessarily designed with drivers of his in mind. You can see the car, the exterior of the car has barely been touched since it completed its DTM season in 2018. Still got the Get Well Robert Wickens stickers on there as well. So I can see Alexander Urban waiting very patiently for Hugo to take his helmet off and to get ready for the post-race interview. Some gesturing from Lyle Schofield there as well. Not quite sure what that gesture was referring to, but yeah, fourth place finish for him and another victory in the Ultimate
Oui, en compagnie même du vainqueur du soir, Hugo Chevalier. Hugo, à chaque fois que vous montez dans cette voiture, ça a l'air d'être toujours un bonheur, toujours aussi plaisant.
Bah, je pense qu'il n'y a pas vraiment de mots pour décrire ces sensations. Un grand merci à Eric qui me permet de vivre ce rêve, parce que c'est pas tous les jours qu'on peut conduire ce type de voiture. Et bien sûr, c'est génial. En plus de nuit, on s'amuse trop. Tout le monde est là, Carla aussi qui est là pour nous supporter, c'est trop cool.
Comment s'est déroulée cette course? Un bon départ, après il a fallu gérer ce safety car dès la relance. Vous avez profité des chevaux de cette DTM pour vous éloigner de la meute derrière vous.
Oui, bah, le but c'est surtout de se faire plaisir. Voilà, j'espère surtout que les autres se sont bien amusés. Nous, on a une voiture un peu différente des autres, forcément elle va beaucoup plus vite. Donc voilà, le seul but c'est vraiment de s'amuser, se faire plaisir et c'est ce qui s'est passé.
Merci Hugo, on va essayer d'avoir un petit mot avec Jimmy Luminier qui a terminé deuxième de cette course.
Allez-y Alexandre, on laisse le micro, on vous laisse la parole.
On va le laisser finir avec son équipe et on va lui donner un petit mot. Jimmy, vous avez fait une jolie course, on vous a connu en tant que pilote d'endurance et désormais vous êtes aussi pilote de sprint et on vous l'avez vu ce soir. Comment s'est fait ce retour dans ce format sprint?
Ça faisait très longtemps que je n'avais pas roulé en sprint. À l'époque c'était justement avec l'Ultimate en Légende Car. Et c'est vrai que c'est un format qui est quand même intense, parce que on peut se permettre justement de tout donner sur 25 minutes, aussi d'exploiter vraiment la mécanique, et puis c'est sympa, il y a de la bagarre.
Et puis ces conditions de nuit, avec cette RS01, c'est toujours un bonheur.
La voiture est exceptionnelle, le team fait un super travail, et puis de nuit ça change un petit peu, vraiment, tout était réuni pour qu'on passe une bonne soirée.
Merci Jimmy.
We gonna